Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of The Fast Ratio. I know it's been a little while. Just going to do a quick video on changing my levers on the VFR. So, a recent occurrence, I've noticed my clutch, the switch was no longer engaging. I know this because I started the lights and pulled the clutch in and was unable to start the bike. Spent quite a few hours tinkering, looking with my father's bike, trying to work out what's going on. We realised that the actual this mechanism itself that takes up the tension has worn, and one of the parts inside this is also worn. So I've ordered in new brake and new clutch lever, and I'm going to donate my brake lever to my old man who, when he got his bike, he had a topple at the petrol station, and it bent his out of alignment, so he couldn't be bothered to order a new one. So I'm going to donate mine because my clutch is crook, and essentially it'll just have been bin otherwise. So in order to do it, need 10mm, and I'll need a screwdriver. It's pretty straightforward and simple. It's a matter of down underneath here, straighten the handlebars, undo this nut, which essentially is like locking, undo that, remove this lever, install the new one, and same on the other side. So get into it. You can get numerous different styles. I've ordered an SDR, and I will put the link in the description. You want to go too out there, so essentially they look much the same as the factory ones. Not going to be too dissimilar. I'm not a big fan. One of the benefits though also is you get your notch, which changes your reach, I suppose, or the engagement before the grab. So just undo that. It really shouldn't be too tight, it's more just there to prevent this from vibrating loose. I have done these on my Ninja, so essentially that's it. Lever out, make sure you get the correct one, get it on the pivot, wriggle it in. Tighten the strap. Tighten the locking bolt. Like I say, it's just got to be enough. And then from here, I'll bring you up and show how it just changes the how tight you need to pull it in, I suppose. So it gives you the customization, which some bikes come factory. So with this particular one, it's a matter of, with the hydraulics, getting this nipple, I suppose, with the thing aligned. I am wanting to at some point probably do the master cylinders on these, because 100,000 kilometers. Bit of a milestone, do a bit of an over it all, so I can get maybe another 100,000 out, we'll see. So essentially that's, tighten that up, tighten this up, and really that is it. Done. So here you've got again this will play with the, you can see, it moves where the friction point is, which one doesn't engage the, 2 engages that switch, and that's what I guess, that's what I wasn't hearing before, and I had a lot more play in the actual mechanism itself. Yeah. Generally, as you probably all know, if you've seen some of the other footage in regards to my CB, that cut-off switch is there to essentially ensure that the bike knows that you actually have it in the clutch in to allow you to start whilst the actual gear is in gear. And so because I was in neutral with the clutch in, the brains wasn't aware that the clutch was in because that switch wasn't getting triggered. That's what caused it to essentially not let me start. So I had to quickly find neutral, start the bike, clutch in and take off. So it's not the end of the earth. I'm sure there's much worse things that could happen on a motorbike whilst you're out and about. However, I generally on these bikes prefer to have everything operational. And so yeah. So the way that my father and I diagnosed it, we swapped his switch because I was going to order a new switch. Essentially the gear's in now in first gear, and as you can see with my gear selector, we have 1, pull the clutch in, and it should go to 0, or it was going to 0. Need an extra hand. So that switch is still surprised. Okay. We have this issue as well. Numpty me. So you also have the kickstand, and the kickstand will not let you start the bike in gear. You have to put that in. Now we go to 0. As you can see there, 1, 0, 1, 0. So that is a job well done. So that's in first, 0, first, 0. As soon as you put the stand down, that cut-off kicks in as well. So guys, if ever you have those sorts of issues, the way we diagnosed, if you didn't have a bike, we got the switch and I just did a simple multimeter check, checking that when you push the switch it was getting connectivity. It wasn't making that clicking noise when we were engaging the switch. We went to the effort. I was going to order a switch, and I'm actually glad I did a little bit of troubleshooting before, otherwise I would have ordered a switch, changed the switch and still not been ahead. So yeah, to resolve it, we tinkered and tinkered and tinkered until we realised that it's all in this little mechanism here. It was creating too much slop, and as you can see, I think what's happened is inside here there is actually, and that screw thread supposed to be like a castle nut, and it's supposed to like notch, and my brake does it. Brake lever did it, but the clutch was essentially just free spinning. So I think with vibration over time, this just spun and spun and spun until it was like, if I put this in number 1, I'm not getting the switch. We're getting the switch. So I'm probably going to end up with a 5. Because that click is almost, that's a friction point as such, as an indicator. So yeah, troubleshooting can save you time, save you money. We did also have the benefit of having another switch, so we tried the other switch, went through a bunch of different diagnostics to realise it was the lever itself. I could have ordered just this one lever, it would have been a bit cheaper, but I saw the opportunity to do something a bit different. Thus I went for these beautiful SDR ones as opposed to the OEM. Yeah, so I'll put a link in the description